I didn't record a fresh getting out of bed video this morning, so this is kind of that. I think we're gonna head back to my town today. I don't know if we're gonna buy worms or if we're gonna look into harvesting worms. I've heard it's not that hard. It's just a little work. So maybe we'll see, like, I've heard of like worm grunting. So maybe we'll try a little worm grunt. Ugh. So supposedly all you have to do to make one of these worm harvesting sticks is get yourself a nice stick. I got a nice cottonwood here with some dead branches off of it, so I'll probably pull one of those. And then you just kind of notch it. So let's see what we can do here. I don't know if it's better to chop or cut. That's what we did, we burnt our Christmas tree in the front yard. Class of the neighborhood that day. That seems like it might be a good stick. It's in a lot of tall grass, so I'm gonna get ticks. Yeah. We'll just kind of work our way through. Seems to be holding up decently. Feels like shit in the hand though, holy. Probably should have cut there, but it is kind of split. I don't know. We already started here. I know machetes are for like cutting brush away, so this is probably not the best use, but yeah, you know, we'll get it down. The saw's binding up. Yeah, the machete part's probably more like stuff like, you know, that. I'm not going to cut that because that's... I know it's not alive. It's off, so... But the machete's good for like that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, that's what it's for. But, it's alright. All right. So now we're supposedly... I don't know what end I want to use. I could use that end. I want it to be fairly sturdy. I'll use this right here. Maybe I'll use that for rumbling it. Probably shouldn't put my finger down to pressure the blade. Probably not a good idea. It's not that sharp, but bingo. All right. So now we need to sharpen the end of this and kind of carve ridges into it. I might go get my knife for this. Yeah, I think I'll get my knife for this. I think I'll just use this to rattle it. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes a man's gotta make a grunting stick for his worms, you know what I mean? Get out of there. I'm not the most handy guy, guys, so bear with me. I do know to cut away from myself, though, so. Oof, that's already pretty sharp, but I don't know if it'll stand up to getting hammered into the ground. Yeah, fuck that tip already. Kind of think this whole thing should kind of be the tip. I don't know, that might be... I mean, it's sharp enough to poke me pretty good. It feels fairly durable, so let's just see. Yeah, that's in the ground. Yeah. There's some nice shit right there. Theoretically, you'd do that. So now we just need to kind of ribbit, I guess, in a way. Ribbed for our pleasure. Ugh. You know, Diet Mountain Dew. Solid diet soda. I don't know if this is... Maybe I do this with the machete? And I kind of just... chunk, 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 chunk. I keep all this stuff in the van because, you know, you never know. You're out camping. Tools of the trade and all that. It's gonna be dusty, so I'm gonna do it over here. That's kind of what we want. We want it to be rough, like, basically what they say it does is you rub it like, you take another stick, you rub it, and it's supposed to hit the bumps, and basically the worms think it's raining, I think, is what they say. Maybe I do this in the concrete. I don't really have a workshop table or anything like that, so. Power tools, I could do this in like 5 minutes. Oh, well, our grunting stick just got shorter, boys. Knew that part looked a little shitty. This thing's kind of useless. Well, it's not. I'm sure it's got lots of uses, but it's not useful for what I'm trying to do. I feel like I'm making punji sticks in Vietnam. Okay, that seems pretty good. Now how are we going to put the notches in here? Because I don't think doing it with a knife is a good idea. Maybe it is. Kind of like that, but we want a deeper notch. I'm sure there's like big knife people out there who might watch this, and they'll be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" It's a cheap knife, guys. They're also probably like, "You're gonna fucking kill yourself." I know, I know. I'm trying to cut away from me. At least I'm remembering that from woodshop. All right. This is going to take forever, but I'm going to do it because I'm curious. So, you guys can go ahead and come back when, you know, I'll turn this back on when I'm done. So, I think I need to do the whole length of the stick because I'm just going to be down here. But, basically, like I said, guys, I'm not a knife worker by any means, but I've carved 6 or 7 little divots here. And supposedly what you do is you stake it in the ground like that, and then you and if the worms think it's rain, I'll try it in my backyard here in a couple hours. I think it might rain a bit, so that might help me too, and we'll see how many worms we can find on our own in like a... Because if it's taken like 3 hours to get 1 can of worms worth of worms, I don't know. And I might just buy the worms at the store. But if I can get to a point where I'm harvesting them pretty easily, and like I've got enough worms to... That sucks. I've got enough worms to... Just messed it up a little bit. I'll have to fix that. But if I've got enough worms where I can actively fish often, I mean, I'm good. I don't really need to keep going. My backyard here and try to do a little bit of worm grunting. We're not going to catch any because I don't really have a place to put them, but we're just going to see if we can get anything to come up to the surface. I've seen mixed reviews. I know that, like, I know it works, but I also know, like, some people have to try it 20, 30 different places. There's a lot to it. Hey, dog. Look at that dog. He's a handsome dog. Need to cut that grass. But it's all good. Hey, other dog. Her name is Elsa. jungle back here. So we will hammer this into the ground. Just start grunting, bro. There's shrooms over there. I'm not seeing anything, but I'm not giving up hope either. You just smooth it out a bit. This ground does look super dry, which probably isn't helpful. But I don't really know. I'm not an expert on this by any means. We'll see if we can find some wetter earth. I mean, there's more shit growing over there, so you'd assume that that might be a little wetter. Yeah, this looks more promising. For sure. Trying to make a clearing so I'll see the worm. You know, I don't want to miss a worm. Now, some people do this with like a big piece of metal and they'll put like a whole log in the ground. I think those are more professionals. But I've seen a lot of people doing it with sticks. Pump up the jam, pump it up to the beat is. It's looking rough, boys. Maybe we must go deeper. I don't think you have to be that fast with it. Like, I think it can be... I don't know if you're supposed to hold the top or let the top vibrate. I don't know if I'm absorbing vibrations. I don't know if a stick would be better, because the videos sound like that, like grunting. Maybe I'll try that. I'll put the sheath on this, then I'll just use the ass end of it. My grunting stick ain't grunting. It ain't worth a damn. I'm probably just not doing it right. Or I didn't make it right. My mind would tell me I'm absorbing the vibrations, and that's no bueno. If I'm holding it. But I'm not seeing any squirms. Not a one. Yeah, I suppose I'll keep grunting. By the way, day 3 of the fast, and I'm not even hungry. I feel pretty damn okay. I weighed myself on the scale in the house, and it said I was 259, which would mean like 12 pounds and 12 pounds in 3 days, which I told you I did eat a huge meal as my last meal. So I guess I could have, you know, used the restroom and gotten a lot of that weighed out, but I don't know. I might need to buy a new scale because those numbers are kind of crazy. It's not like I've been crazy active. Yeah, I'm just grunting my worm over here. You ever grunt your worm, boys? Maybe size matters. Maybe I need a bigger one. Maybe I'm just in a spot where there's no worms. I mean, I went pretty deep. Not a worm to be seen. Remember when I was a kid, used to love digging through mud and putting together a bucket of worms, man. That was so much fun. Whoa. Yeah, it's pretty deep in there. So we'll try again. I don't know if this is going to be the new worm harvesting technique, boys. It's not looking good. Maybe I should wait for tonight. Worms do tend to be nocturnal, I think. Like, I wonder, is me being on the ground, if I hold that and steady it, am I putting those vibrations into the earth more? Definitely mutes the sound for me. But I think those vibrations are just going into me. I don't know, guys. What am I doing wrong? Maybe it's the material of the knife is absorbing vibrations. I highly doubt that, but... I should study more. I wonder how long you're supposed to grunt in one spot without seeing anything to give up on that spot. Well, I'm going to keep grunting, I guess. I ain't got nothing better to do, but I'm not going to make you watch 30 minutes of me sliding this up and down. So I'll come back if I find any squirms, if anything, you know, comes up to see me. We got worms. Look at this. Look at that little guy. He's a squirmer. And we got this big one. So what I think might have been going on is I might have been a little deep. Also, I might have just got lucky and dug these up, because I did dig into where I was, and I found this guy. Which, I mean, if the vibrations are lower, maybe they're not coming to the surface because of that. It's like right there, you see that? There was a squirm. There he is. So I don't know if we grunted these guys here, or if these guys were already here, and we dug them up. But get grunted on if it was grunting that brought them here. But maybe it's a combo. Maybe like you dig a bit, and then you start grunting. Like now I got this hole, right? So what if I... and then just not too deep. I should clean this. Oh! I thought I saw movement down there. I think I saw movement. We keep grunting. I don't know how smart worms are. I doubt they're... All right, I don't know. I don't know if I just got lucky with those worms or if I'm actually grunting these bitches up. But I'm going to close this. I'm going to reopen it if I find any more worms. For anything. I did find worms, but I think there were probably worms that were already there. We're going to try again tonight. And what we'll do is we'll take a spot. We'll grunt there for a while. If we don't see any worms, we will dig up the dirt and see if there's worms underneath. We'll do a count, and then we'll just pick a random spot close, do another shovel, and then if there aren't any worms there, but there was worms on the grunted one, maybe there's something to this. But I doubt it. Alright. Bit of an update. Day 3, like I said, these are the hardest days. This is usually when I will lapse and fail my fast. I'll go eat something. It sucks, dude. My energy is dog. My mental clarity isn't there. It's why I'm talking so slow. My stomach just hurts. And every single thing I see, like I'll scroll through my phone, and if I see food, it's just the only thing I think about for the next 30 or so minutes. So day 3, no fun. Day 4 can be worse. We'll see. Hopefully this is as bad as it gets, and we're over the hump, or we're on the hump, and we're about to get over the top. But right now is rough. I am friggin' hungry. I could eat a lot of things, but I'm not going to, because this channel is keeping me committed, and I want to be a better human being. I want to fully commit and be better. So I don't think I'm going to be posting another round of me trying to worm grunt, because I just feel like dog. I am very, very tired. I have zero energy. My brain is really foggy. It's almost like I'm high, but without the euphoria, none of the fun. But it's okay. I'll be all right. This is going to be where I call it for today, though. Probably feeling like a 2 out of 10. But thanks for joining me, and have a wonderful day.